The power of ignoring people. Stoicism. In a world filled with constant noise, opinions, and expectations, the ability to ignore people has become a powerful skill. Stoic philosophy teaches that peace of mind does not come from controlling others but from controlling ourselves. Many people waste enormous amounts of energy worrying about what others say, think, or feel about them. This creates stress, frustration, and emotional instability. Stoicism offers a different path. It reminds us that our inner peace should never depend on the approval of others. When you learn to ignore unnecessary opinions, criticism, and negativity, you begin to reclaim your focus and your emotional freedom. One of the core ideas in Stoicism is the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot control. Our thoughts, actions, and choices are within our control, but the judgments, opinions, and reactions of other people are not. Yet many people spend their lives trying to influence how others see them. They try to please everyone, avoid criticism, and gain validation from those around them. This pursuit leads to exhaustion because it is impossible to control the minds of others. Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius reminded themselves daily that people will have their opinions regardless of what we do. The wise person therefore focuses only on what is truly within their control. Ignoring the noise of other people's judgments becomes an act of strength rather than arrogance. Another reason ignoring people is powerful is because negativity spreads easily. When someone criticizes, complains, or spreads doubt, it can quickly affect your mood and confidence. If you allow every negative voice to enter your mind, your motivation will slowly fade. Stoicism encourages emotional discipline. This means recognizing when someone else's words are trying to disturb your peace and choosing not to let them. Ignoring unnecessary negativity protects your mental clarity. Instead of reacting emotionally, you remain calm, focused, and productive. Over time, this emotional stability becomes one of your greatest strengths. Many successful people understand the power of selective attention. They know that if they listened to every critic, every doubter, and every negative opinion, they would never move forward. Throughout history, great thinkers, leaders, and creators faced constant criticism. Yet the ones who achieved greatness were those who stayed committed to their purpose rather than chasing approval. Stoicism teaches that your purpose and your values should guide your life, not the opinions of strangers. When you ignore distractions and stay loyal to your mission, you create space for meaningful progress. Ignoring people does not mean becoming cold, arrogant, or disconnected from others. Stoicism never teaches us to reject humanity or compassion. Instead, it teaches us to be wise about where we invest our attention. There is a difference between listening to constructive guidance and absorbing destructive noise. Constructive advice can help us grow, improve, and see our blind spots. But destructive noise comes from people who criticize without understanding or who project their own frustrations onto others. Stoic wisdom encourages us to listen carefully but choose wisely whose voices deserve our attention. One of the most liberating realizations in Stoicism is understanding that people think about us far less than we imagine. Much of our anxiety comes from believing that everyone is constantly watching, judging, or analyzing our lives. In reality, most people are focused on their own worries, challenges, and ambitions. When you truly accept this truth, you stop feeling the need to impress everyone around you. You become freer to live according to your principles instead of social pressure. Ignoring unnecessary opinions becomes easier because you realize they hold very little power over your life. Another important aspect of ignoring people is protecting your emotional boundaries. In modern life, we are constantly exposed to opinions through conversations, social media, and digital platforms. Everyone has something to say about how we should live, what we should pursue, and who we should become. Without strong boundaries, these voices can overwhelm our decision-making. Stoicism teaches us to step back, observe, and filter what enters our minds. Just because someone shares an opinion does not mean we must accept it. Protecting your mental space is essential for maintaining clarity, confidence, and direction. The Stoic philosophers often practiced mental exercises to strengthen their resilience against criticism and insults. They reminded themselves that insults are powerless unless we choose to accept them. If someone calls you something negative, it only has meaning if you believe it, otherwise it is just sound leaving another person's mouth. This perspective transforms the way we react to criticism. Instead of feeling attacked, we become curious observers. We ask ourselves whether the criticism is useful or meaningless. If it is useful, we learn from it. If it is meaningless, we simply ignore it and move forward. Ignoring people also helps you preserve your energy. Every emotional reaction consumes time, focus, and mental strength. Arguing with critics, defending every decision, and explaining yourself to everyone can drain your energy quickly. Stoicism values efficiency in how we use our energy. The Stoic mindset encourages us to spend our strength on actions that improve our character, our work, and our contribution to the world. When we stop responding to every comment or judgment, we gain more energy to invest in what truly matters. Another powerful Stoic principle is indifference to external validation. Many people chase praise, recognition, and approval because it feels rewarding. But relying on external validation creates emotional dependency. When praise disappears, confidence collapses. Stoicism teaches that the only approval that truly matters is the approval of your own conscience. If you act with integrity, discipline, and wisdom, you can feel proud regardless of whether others recognize your efforts. Ignoring the need for constant validation builds inner confidence that cannot easily be shaken. Learning to ignore people also helps us develop patience and emotional maturity. When someone insults, criticizes, or misunderstands us, the instinctive reaction is often to defend ourselves immediately. But Stoicism teaches the power of pause. Instead of reacting impulsively, we take a moment to observe our emotions. This pause allows reason to guide our response rather than anger. Often the best response is silence. Silence can communicate strength, composure, and self-respect. By refusing to engage in unnecessary conflict, we protect our peace and maintain our dignity. In many situations, ignoring people is also a form of strategic wisdom. Not every battle deserves our attention. Some arguments lead nowhere and only create more negativity. Stoic philosophy encourages us to choose our battles carefully. When someone seeks to provoke anger or drama, the most powerful response is often no response at all. By refusing to participate in meaningless conflict, we remove the fuel that keeps it alive. This quiet strength demonstrates confidence and emotional control. Another lesson from Stoicism is the understanding that criticism often reflects the critic more than the person being criticized. People project their insecurities, frustrations, and fears onto others. Someone who feels threatened by your growth may try to discourage you. Someone who struggles with their own discipline may mock your ambition. When you recognize this pattern, criticism loses its emotional weight. Instead of feeling personally attacked, you understand that the negativity often originates from the other person's inner struggles. This awareness makes it easier to ignore their words and stay focused on your path. Ignoring people also creates space for deeper self-reflection. When you stop constantly reacting to others, you gain time to listen to your own thoughts and values. Stoicism places great importance on self-examination. The Stoic philosophers often wrote journals reflecting on their actions, choices, and character. This habit allowed them to refine their wisdom and strengthen their discipline. When you silence external noise, you gain clarity about what truly matters in your life. Peace of mind is one of the most valuable rewards of practicing Stoic principles. A person who is constantly reacting to others lives in a state of emotional turbulence. Their mood changes depending on praise, criticism, approval, or rejection. But a Stoic seeks stability. Their emotional state comes from their own values and actions rather than the opinions of others. Ignoring unnecessary voices protects this stability. It allows you to remain calm even when others are loud, angry, or negative. Developing the power to ignore people takes practice and patience. At first, criticism may still feel uncomfortable or distracting. But over time, as you strengthen your Stoic mindset, you begin to see these situations differently. Instead of feeling threatened, you become indifferent to unnecessary opinions. Your focus returns to your purpose, your discipline, and your growth. This transformation does not happen overnight, but with consistent practice, it becomes a natural part of your character. If you want to develop this kind of inner strength, continue exploring Stoic philosophy and applying its lessons to your daily life. Stoicism offers practical wisdom that can help you build resilience, clarity, and emotional freedom in a chaotic world. If this message resonates with you, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can continue learning powerful Stoic ideas that help you build discipline, confidence, and peace of mind. Each video will bring deeper insights into Stoicism, self-mastery, and the mindset needed to thrive in a world full of distractions and noise. Stay with this channel and continue strengthening your mind one lesson at a time.